Hey y'all, welcome to My Way Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expansive point of view, as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. This is gonna be a iNZUNZA reading. Guys, so I once did a reading called People Are Trying to Be Your New Handler, and I also did another reading that was talking about the handler and the indigo. I'm gonna link those readings in the description box if you haven't seen them, because I feel like you guys hadn't yet figured out that the handler is iNZUNZA. Why haven't you guys figured this out yet? Sure. So the handler iNZUNZA, guys. And please understand, a relationship yakho iNZUNZA over time. I don't know if I've told you guys this. Your relationship with iNZUNZA is kind of like that whole 3,000 years of longing vibe. A lot happens. It also gives Lestat and Louis. It gives Lestat and Louis. It's like, guys, when you are with someone for eternity, a lot of things happen. Just because they're your soulmate it doesn't mean things are gonna be hunky dory the whole time. Like, things change. It's eternity. It's eternity. Like, hello, obviously things are gonna change. The relationship is gonna change. So, iNZUNZA the handler. In the reading that was saying different people are going to, what's the word that I used? Audition. Like, different people are gonna audition to try be your handler. That was basically talking to how different people were trying to take on this spirit of iNZUNZA to be, your handler because of who you are. Oh, I should probably speak to the fact that within normal society, the word handler is seen as a very like dubious word. It's kind of always linked to like Illuminati and weird shit and whatever. But in the spiritual sense, I angazi mina, but it's like, this is how I resonate with the word handler. I don't really resonate with it like the way celebrity lifestyle teaches you about it. Basically, someone that like is just there to drag you up and make sure that you show up for a performance or some shit like that. I don't know. Like, yeah, that's how celebrity culture talks about handler. But within the spiritual realms, I'm going to tell you right now what your handler is actually supposed to do. And obviously, like I said, I mean, it's 3,000 years of longing. It's a relationship for eternity. So there are times where, you're going through like the lower realms and your handler becomes like a bit of an asshole, type of thing. But also, honestly, I feel like ultimately it's always all out of love, because you also go through, in terms of when you're going through eternity, you go through states of forgetfulness and like deep forgetfulness, like deep amnesia, where really challenging and traumatic experiences are kind of required in order to zap your memory and make you remember not just like who this other is, but who you are and who you are in relation to this other. I know I'm kind of speaking around what I'm trying to say, and that's on purpose, obviously, because, some things, guys, we can't just say. That's just how it is. Like, I need to allow your templates to interpret what I'm saying the way it needs to you. I need to allow your spiritual counsel to interpret what I'm saying the way it needs it for you. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So, before I pull cards, I just want to give you a roundabout idea as to, like I said, what iNZUNZA, your handler, is actually supposed to be about. Because obviously, if you have a handler that is iNZUNZA, it's because your spiritual lineage is deep. You are you are someone born naturally with a high frequency energy. And what that means is that somewhere in your bloodline, there is somewhere in your bloodline, there was an ability that was fulfilled, an ability to transcend normal 3D understanding of reality. Someone was able to pierce the veil and reach into the outer realms of reality, of consciousness, of being, of thinking, of feeling, of reacting, ultimately, of being. So you come through into this world as someone who has that within their bloodline. It's what some of you call the chosen ones and things like that. We could argue that everybody has the ability to do that, and that's fine. It wouldn't be an argue. I wouldn't be arguing with you. I would just obviously point out, yes, maybe everyone has the ability, but how many people have fulfilled that ability? And that's why I put it the way I put it. You guys are the people where someone in your bloodline has fulfilled that ability. And so you have the potential to also do that. Your guides knew that from the day you were born. And because of that, you come through with this other energy, with this high frequency teacher, protector, provider that is iNZUNZA, the handler. Okay. When you have the kind of path that you guys have, the kind of path that is able to attract certain things towards you, be it hidden knowledge, be it states of abundance, of stability, be it beauty, or be it power, or be it like whether it's healing power, whether it's the power of speech, whether it's the power of converting, like, transmutation, like turning lower energy into higher energy, turning your mind or the ideas in your mind into, you know um into ways that will give you stability, whatever it is. When you have that, when you have this golden path that you are born with, right, that you are blessed with when you're born, when you're like you guys, the group of ancestors within you tend to want to get really close to you. Because if they can sit in that seat within you, where from that seat, one basically rules the being that is you, then they will able to enjoy those things as them. I don't know if this is making sense, but I cannot, there's no other way for me to say it. So you sometimes find that you have these really ambitious ancestors that will say things to you like, I need you to do this. If you don't do this, I'm going to hurt you. If you don't do this, I'm going to do this to you. Or they basically just try and manipulate you into giving power to them so that they can live through you and ultimately live your path, live your path through you. And you also find that when you do have a path like yours, you have that whole problem with ancestors bickering about you, fighting over you. You find those problems with abazwani, like your paternal and your maternal ancestors are not aligned, they're not in union, they are fighting each other, each one is claiming you, each one is saying, no, this child is ours, the other one is saying, no, this child is ours. It's because of the power you will inherit. And that's why it's important for those of you who have this path for you to awaken this part of yourself that is iNzunza. Because iNzunza izoqoqa bonke laba bafake elayinini. iNzunza becomes the one that is able to balance out all these energies within you, all these yonke le mimoya. Cause kuzofika omunye athi hayi mina siwumndawo yithi esihambela phambili, hayi thina besithunywa yithi esihambela phambili. Like you get this whole, like confusion and friction where, yes, us of the waters, it is us, we are the ones that claim the child. No, us of the earth, it is us. No, us of the wind. Next thing you know, you've got all the nations fighting. So iNzunza is basically, and guys, the avatar, avatar is able to balance all the elements, fire, water, air, earth. Basically, that's what iNzunza is. iNzunza is able, because of its ability to obviously transmit each of these abilities. It is able to, within you, within your inner world, be the ruler of all these kingdoms within you. That's why in the iNzunza readings we spoke about the prince becomes the king. That's why, that is the point also. It is one of the points of embodiment. That's why the prince becomes a king. That means this one is now the one that runs your inner world, iNzunza, which is an advantageous thing. It is something that you want. If you don't know that you want it, I'm telling you, you should want it, because it means the inner war stops. The inner fighting stops. Those that were there internally, now I'm talking about your ancestors and your spiritual group, and even entities that were planning to take advantage of you, that can no longer happen to you. Those internally that are your ancestors that were planning to take advantage of you, that were planning to hurt you, that were kind of making it seem as if they are taking you down the right path. Ganti, the things that they are doing is actually to bind you and make them like vicariously live through you. Like, no, within the minutes iNzunza is there and present, that's over. Like certain ancestors get dispelled, like they are suspended nje. If it's suspension is small, they are expelled nje. Like when I go awufuneki lana because awukho right. Like, so you get to. And this is also another form, because guys, remember, I think people don't know this. Your ancestors also make up the certain aspects of your being. We talk about how iNzunza is a unifying energy. How it's about taking all these different parts of yourself and unifying them, balancing them out. Yes, these parts of yourself, Pella, are represented by your ancestors. Certain personality traits that you have, it's not just emotions that you're acting out. It's not just thought patterns acting out. They represent certain emotions. The ancestors that you have, your spiritual council, are personifications of the certain emotions that you have, certain thought patterns that you have, certain aspects of yourself. That's why they are within you. They represent you. And some of those aspects are aspects that you need to transcend in order to get to certain places that you want to be. And iNzunza will help you do that. It helps you cleanse these energies. It will help you cleanse labantu bagini. It will help you purify these energies. Yes, through certain challenges, but also remember, through surviving these challenges, through getting through these challenges. That is what transcendence is. And through that, you get to balance out these karmic cycles also of your lineage, because that's also what these ancestors represent. And that's also what these inner beings represent. in your bloodline. They represent karmic cycles. Little by little, kancane kancane, you get to cleanse, you get to heal, you get to uplift the ones that need to be uplifted, and ultimately you get to balance them out until all of them agree. You could see, yes, iNZUNZA yinkosi. iNZUNZA is the king. They are the ones that will actually help you to uphakamisa iNZUNZA, because they slowly accept how, through their healing, naturally, obviously. Yo, okay, let me pull some cards. I hope that made sense. But I'm getting to those of you that it needs to make sense to, it will make sense. So guys, in the readings that I've put in the description box, you will learn other aspects of your handler, in the sense of how, like, your handler iNZUNZA will manifest in other people also, right, to help you along, because obviously it can't just always be in the same way where it's this energetic body or this spiritual body whispering to you in your dreams or whatever. It has to be able to also manifest in your reality somehow. So that's how that happens. A handler can be in the form of a partner, it can be through the form of a friend. You'll see in the reading that I've put below, it can be through the form of a parent sometimes, through the form of a sibling. Obviously, the form or the shape of the handler changes over time, because it's not specifically those people that are your handler. It's the spirit within them, which is iNZUNZA yakho. You understand? So you're getting a new handler. A new handler is going to manifest within your physical reality. This is the most advanced handler you've ever received. You know, I did a reading for this wonderful lady. It was iNZUNZA reading. And I don't know, this is reminding me of her reading. You know who you are, because this is reminding me of Sirius or Sirius. All roads lead to iNZUNZA. But yeah, there's so many iNZUNZA signs here. There's this hummingbird sign. There's this guy that used to watch the readings, and I think he also started his own channel that has to do with like iNZUNZA. And I told him he reminds me of hummingbird energy. And then he would always sign off his messages to me as hummingbird. So I guess I guess this is just a separate message. Like, as in, by the way, those two people, if you are watching this, you are definitely getting a new handler. And that is to say that your iNZUNZA is manifesting as someone in the physical world for the next however long, guys. Like, for real, it's let me tell you, you're gonna be a bit nervous when you meet this person, because you're gonna be intimidated by how much they know. You're gonna be intimidated by how knowledgeable they are, and how they're able to almost read you. Like, it's gonna feel a bit overwhelming, so it's gonna make you a little bit nervous, but it's also gonna feel very comforting. It's gonna feel like you're being seen, like, after a while of like not being seen. Funny enough, the threshold here is that it may make you feel as though you may start to remember a previous relationship where things were tumultuous and toxic. I don't know why that's the threshold, but that's the fear threshold. If you get through those feelings, you will realize this is not it, and you're going to get into a connection with this person that is going to be very fruitful. This person represents the rain in your life. Funny enough, I just did a reading that spoke a bit about that, like how someone is representing the rain in your life, which is to say you've planted certain seeds and you're just waiting for the rain. And this person represents the rain. And as soon as they come into your life, you're going to notice certain things grow. You're going to notice, you're going to just realize how hard you've been working on yourself, because seeds can only grow if they've been planted. Or else, like, they can't just magically appear and grow. The reason why things are about to grow in your life, and that is to say, the reason why certain opportunities are going to show up, the reason why certain other connections are going to show up, and, you know, is because you've been working on yourself. You've been showing up authentically in your life. You've been showing up honestly. You've been consciously uncovering your true template and trying to detach from a template that doesn't represent who you are, even if it meant not being accepted by certain people. And I think you didn't realize that in doing that, it's almost as if you were summoning like this version of iNZUNZA yakho, this version of your handler, where it's not just about it's not about the challenges anymore. It's not about like these mean people in your life that make you realize who you are. Now you've summoned this part of iNZUNZA yakho that is, in the physical sense, loving and supportive. I understand now why the past iNZUNZA messages have been about how you are loved, you are supported, you are seen. It's as if it was preparing you to understand this, because I know the iNZUNZA journey is not easy. It's hard. Like, it comes with a lot of hate. It comes with a lot of criticism from people, a lot of hate, a lot of people disliking you, a lot of people gossiping about you, a lot of monitoring spirits. It just comes with so much negativity. It's overwhelming. And it's like you have literally worked through those clouds. That's what the sweat lodge is. That's why when you meet this person, you're gonna be almost overwhelmed with feelings of how overwhelming this iNZUNZA journey has been up until now. This journey of uncovering the highest version of yourself has been a lot. It's been thunderstorm after thunderstorm, after fire and brimstone, after fire and brimstone, after hell on earth, after thunderstorm. And now it's like, that's why uzoshaya ovalo, you're gonna have this like shudder, like with this person, like, what the fuck? Oh hell no, let me run for the hills. Because they represent iNZUNZA, they represent exactly what you've just gone through. That's why you're gonna feel that. They represent the fire and brimstone and shit and hell on earth you've just been through. But that's not what they're coming with. It's just that you identify. It's like you meet this person, you're like, I know you, but I don't know you, but I know you. And that part where I know you, you know them because they're the fire and brimstone you've just been going through. They're the ones that brought that about. Not the physical person, but the energy within this person. You understand? One day we'll talk about how iNZUNZA just be hijacking people in your life and like being in their energy. I'm not ready to talk about that. I don't know. Maybe I'll never be ready to talk about that. I'm not ready to talk about that. But right now, iNZUNZA's not coming with that energy through this person. Through this person, it's coming with love and support and the rain. Time for shit to grow. So yeah. This is the best version of handler energy you're ever gonna receive. Like, you have unlocked the best version of handler energy. So yeah, good for you. That's what I have for you guys. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to book a personal reading or a mentorship session, the details are in the description box. Guys, like I said, go watch those readings. If you haven't watched them, they will expand the idea of the whole handler situation, even though this reading is kind of like the pinnacle of the whole handler what to do. situation. Don't be surprised when you watch the Indigo and the handler and you're like, no, wait a minute. This handler did what? It, like I said, 3,000 years of longing, eternity relationship. A lot happens. Later, guys.